Hey guys, how you doing today? It is Monday. Yay, Monday! So it's a busy day. I have to get the kids rolling on their schoolwork. They're out doing their chores right now, and then they have Spanish class later. It's one of those days where it's just like, you know, one thing after another. But I still haven't really prepped for the week, so what do I do about that? Well, my friend Anita, I was watching her videos, Chit Chat Paddywhack, and she had mentioned something about always having chicken, right, in a crock pot. And I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. I think I need to do that. So I have 2 packages of chicken breasts, and they're like chicken breast cutlets, so they're kind of small, so you don't get like the huge chicken breasts. They're already cut up. And these ones are natural, no antibiotics and all that wonderful stuff. But I don't really have time to do anything much with these. So I have a crock pot, I have chicken, and I have a Ziploc bag that I keep all kinds of little packets. Every time I go to the store and I go shopping, I grab a few packets that just look like they, you know, I could use them in the future, or they look pretty neat to me. This one's a fajita mix. And you can also find a lot of these on sale. I got a lot of really neat ones that are like slow cooker breakfast packets, and so they're really neat. This one's a Mexican egg casserole. They're really neat, and so it's nice to be able to have a few to choose from, right? This is a peaches and cream baked oatmeal, but it's for the slow cooker. And now McCormick makes these things, in case you haven't seen these. They're kind of hard to find, but you know, I've got a few here. I've just got to choose one that I'm gonna dump in my crock pot with the chicken, add a little bit of water. I think you can add veggies, whatever veggies that you want. This one will take tomato paste. Sometimes they just take water in the seasoning mix. This one is a tomato basil, chicken vegetables. So we could either do that one, we can do a chicken noodle soup. And then I have this one, a garlic herb and wine. Now this is a marinade, but I can still kind of like spice it up and use that to just kind of like cook it in there. So I think what I'm gonna do is go with the chicken noodle soup one, because I just want it flavored, and then I'm gonna use this in other recipes throughout the week. So this one's the winner, so this goes in. Packet wants me to mix it with 4 cups of water, but I'm not making a soup, so I'm only gonna add 1.5 cups of water, and I'm just gonna slow cook that for probably about 6 hours. This is my breakfast this morning. It is a 4-point breakfast. I have my lavash all laid open so you can see what's in it before I close it. My breakfast burrito. I have a 1/4 cup of this turkey sausage for 1 point, and then I have a couple of eggs, a little bit of 0-point salsa. I wouldn't really call that a quarter of, it's like 2 points of an avocado in there. So I'm gonna count it as 2 points. And then I've got half of a grapefruit, and then I have a shake. I'm kind of like, you know, my friend Lisa calls herself a volume eater. She called herself that one time at Lisa's Country Kitchen. And I said, you know what? That's me. That's me too. I'm a volume eater. I really like to have a lot of stuff. And then I like to use it, you know, as energy. But it's really important for me that I have that certain type of satiation, especially in the morning, for me to last. And I found that if I have a good amount of protein at breakfast, which I'm not afraid to just add as much protein as I can, I'm okay for the rest of the day. And so I'm having half of a scoop of this Garden of Life protein shake here. This is, half of a scoop is 1 point, a full scoop is 2 points. And I believe the protein amount in here is, what is it? I don't know if you can see that or not. It is 20 grams for a full scoop, so it's 10 grams. I have 1 cup of cashew milk for 1 point. So this is a 5-point breakfast, I guess. And then a half a cup of that, half a scoop, and then 2 strawberries and some ice cubes. And this is gonna be my breakfast 5 points. All right, I have chicken pita here. This is a 5-point lunch. I have 12 of these good thins for 2 points. And this was a pretty filling lunch. Good morning, everybody. So this morning I am having what I'm calling cat's ambrosia. It is inside my parfait mix is going to be my 1/4 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, 1/8 of a cup, now that's 0 points, 1/8 of a cup of the cottage cheese for 0 points, half of this strawberry cheesecake Greek yogurt for 1 point, and then 2 tablespoons of the light Cool Whip for 1 point. And that's all mixed up in here. If I want it just a little bit sweeter, because it's sweet, but it's not like super sweet, I might end up putting some of this Jordan Skinny syrup in it, white chocolate mocha, just like maybe a teaspoon, and that, probably a half teaspoon, because it makes it really sweet. And then inside is gonna go 1/3 of a banana, 1 whole apple cut up, and 2 big strawberries, and that's gonna be my breakfast ambrosia. Now let me show you something that I'm gonna be making a little later on today. I found this fettuccine Alfredo recipe in here. It is, sorry about my kids yelling at each other there. Weight Watchers' favorite homestyle recipes. I found this at my favorite thrift store, and I am trying to find some hubby-friendly recipes, and I thought he would really like this one. So I think what I'm going to do is make this fettuccine Alfredo with shrimp later for him for dinner, and then so what I have to do is I need to get some non-fat Greek yogurt to make cheese, yogurt cheese out of. So I'm going to take 3/4 cup, just letting you know, I'm taking 3/4 cup of this, and I'm just going to use let me shoot the recipe in case you want that. I'm going to use a coffee filter over a cup, and I'm going to set it in the fridge for about 5 hours, and I should end up with about 1/2 cup of yogurt cheese for this recipe. And I'll show you how that comes out later. Wondering, that's not all I had for breakfast. I also had some French toast with some sugar-free syrup and 1 regular pork sausage and some coffee. Totally, my breakfast is, my breakfast is 7 points. I made this French toast with Dave's Killer Bread, white bread done right. And then 1 egg, and then of course that sausage is Falls brand from Walmart. Just sticking some zucchini in the oven at 350. I don't know, maybe, what do you think, 20 minutes with a little spray olive oil and some seasoned oil on top. And I'm going to have that with some chicken for lunch. All right, I'm going to be making some ground turkey schnitzel. I've got the lean turkey. I'm using some Texas Toast seasoned croutons for my breadcrumbs. I didn't have any breadcrumbs, so I put these in the Vitamix and I ground them up. I'm going to be using a little bit of egg white, a little bit of Dijon mustard. So the croutons are, I believe it's like 2 points for 2 tablespoons. Okay, so I made some patties. I added just a little bit of seasonal, and I whipped up the egg and the Dijon mustard, and I got my pan hot with a little bit of Pam. So after breading them in the egg and in the breadcrumbs, I'm going to just kind of like fry them up on both sides until they're golden. These, I like them nicely toasted on the outside, but I want them to get done thoroughly inside, which they're not. So I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them in the oven on a pan right here. And they're going to be in there at 350. So I'm not quite sure just yet how long, but I will let you know how long I leave them in there to cook. So my lunch is 5 points. I have 2 points, or 12 of these wonderful crackers here, the thin, good thins. I've got a 1/4 cup of the Heinz chicken gravy, and oh my goodness, this was so, so good. Now I needed something sweet and a little bit of fat afterwards, so I have strawberries, 2 teaspoons of the Cool Whip Light for 1 point, and 3 points, which is 1 square of the chocolate. All right, I know you've been waiting all day to see what I was going to do with this yogurt cheese. So here it is, and it has been draining in here all day. And so I've got my 1/2 cup of yogurt cheese. And I have 2 ounces of grated block Parmesan here, which I think if you use a Trader Joe's grana padano, it's like 1 point per 1 tablespoon. I don't know how many ounces that is, but I'm just using a regular block. And that's going to be 3 points for 1 ounce. So I've got 6 points here, but it makes 2 servings, so it's 3 points per each person. I'm going to have a beaten egg, a couple of minced garlics, half of a cup of chopped onion, and half of a cup of low-fat milk, reduced or skim milk. Okay, so get your pan medium-high hot, spray it with olive oil, add your onions and your garlic, and we're gonna cook them till they're soft. Then we can add in the rest of the ingredients, which I have whisked up together. And I would probably turn the heat off at this point and just kind of mix it up because you don't want the milk to curdle, so you have to really watch this. And so now I'm going to add in 2 ounces of the cheese, and I'm going to keep 1/4 of an ounce aside to just kind of garnish on top of the dish. Now my husband really loved this dish. I'm using spaghetti noodles instead of fettuccine, so you can use noodles, you could use egg noodles. And yeah, now remember this, if you're gonna just have the recipe, it's like 11 points each, but now remember the fettuccine at Olive Garden is 38. Okay, we only had 3 points each of this.